social media influencer and a budding entrepreneur. Misha Agarwal died by suicide on April 24th, just 2 days before turning 25. The confirmation came from her own Instagram handle, a very cruel twist considering it was the very platform that was the reason for her death, we hear. Despite holding a law degree and preparing for the judiciary, Misha had pinned her dreams all on her Instagram followers. 1 million followers, that was her goal. Her screensaver, her measure of self-worth was all about lapping up followers on her Insta platform. When the numbers began to dip though, her spirit started to break. Her sister Mukta reveals that Misha had tied her identity to her following entirely. She'd cry and say, and I quote, "What will I do if my followers drop? My career will be over." This was how fearful she was. In fact, actor Taapsee Pannu has captured the heartbreak, and she's written, I quote, "The fear that numbers will one day overpower the will to live. This validation of likes and comments might just erase the value of real achievement." Misha's death isn't just a tragedy, it's a real mirror reflecting a generation that we're living in right now, and we're seeing who are caught up in the glare of filtered perfection, living from one post to the next. Where does ambition end and obsession begin here? What happens when online success becomes your only currency? And is the influencer world built on visibility and virality entirely, which is too fragile to hold the weight of life? To discuss a little more, I have with me tonight Ishu Gupta, who's a social media influencer herself, and Dr. Nisha Khanna, a clinical psychologist, to give us a little more. Dr. Nisha, my first question to you, what makes someone tie their entire self-worth to virtual validation? How easy is it to slip into something like this? All you need is a follower to validate your self-worth.
Basically, I would say dopamine and serotonin plays an important role. And these two things we get it when we get likes from social media. And when we do not have the, I would say, very close ties with the close-ups, then we think of that the virtual world will give us happiness. And you have to understand that when we are working as a social media influencers, lots of things as we are correlating our self-worth related to what others likes us. It may be we are getting pleasure in pleasing others. The presence by others, approval by others plays an important role in our life. And in such a place, you are talking about the content quality. You are thinking about if someone is not liking you or people are not following you, it means you are not good enough. Another things we talked about perfectionism. In such a world also, your personal life and professional life has no distance. And in such a scenario, you are always thinking of more work. There is no, I would say, boundary between personal and professional life or professional self. So sometimes the pressure comes too much. Maybe the work-life balance is not there. I knew a few social media influencers who have millions of followers, but their financial instability also plays an important role because the social media influencers doesn't give you the number of likes but doesn't giving you the real quality of work as well as money. And I want to convey through your channel that it is the when you are competitive enough and looking for the approval from others, it is the past part of extrinsic motivation. And extrinsic motivation is not the reason of any person's quality of life. If you want to be content, if you want to be successful, if you want to be satisfied or enriched in life, then the role of intrinsic motivation is important, where you talk about challenges, where you talk about problem solving, where you talk about belongingness, where you talk about that you are doing something meaningful. But when you are just posting about where you are going, what food you are eating, what you are doing, even the small things of your daily routine. So all these things somewhere you have to understand that, or maybe when you are conveying certain things, there is a pressure over your head.
Yeah.
Why not you have put that much of content on in social media? So all these things. So I would say depression, even the research also says depression and anxiety are very common in social media influencers. They face huge amount of social bullying. They face cyberbullying. They face sarcasm, verbal
Does
abuse
that really
incidents,
have
sexual abuse.
an absolute impact? I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I post a
Yes.
lot on my social platforms. I largely choose to ignore, but I don't know if I'm of a different generation who does not give or attach a lot of importance to what people have to say on the comment section. But do you believe that this generation aren't able to really differentiate? And of course, a question here is whether this social media addiction can be medically classified. Is it
Yes.
treated? Can it be treated? Is it spoken about in the medical circles now?
Yes, definitely the is playing an important role, and we knows that when we are keep scratching the reels, so our brain is not getting constant, and from one matter to another matter we are keep going on. So whenever you are talking about the social media influencers, I know people from the Bollywood, sometimes they switch off their social media just because lots of content. It may be the people who have millions of followers. Sometimes people comment on their personal life. Giving an incident of that, maybe one of the interviews, Bharti, a celebrity who she is a comedian, he posted when she got married on her personal life. People started commenting because she's like how her looks, even body shaming. She has to face. There are lots of people who face such, even they have million of followers. In the end of the day, we are humans, and somewhere financial instability also plays an important role. As I said it, that I have done certain cases also where the financial things also plays role, and they're asking money from their family members because their social media followers are not giving me them money or a work
Correct.
what
I
they
mean,
are
not many of
expecting.
them
So you
actually
have to understand.
earn. In fact, not very few of them earn from social media following. Not all. In fact, let me go to the influencer on our panel here. You have about 80,000 followers yourself. Would you want to tell us on the strain, the stress, the mental storm that you go through when you're pressured to post day after day? Are you pressured to post day after day? What got you to lead your or increase your Instagram following? Was it just because of the sheer glamour of it, or your interest in creating content?
So basically, first of all, I would really like to say this as a human being, it's very disheartening and heart-wrenching to see such kind of a news on social media. And may her soul rest in peace, and condolence to the family so that they can, go through this pain and bear this pain. Now, talking about that, so basically, I always believe that understand your why first, why you want to do a certain thing. If your why is clear, then your things are sorted. Most of your things are sorted. So, first of all, understand your why you are creating content or why you're doing a certain thing. So, for example, I see Instagram as a business platform. We should see Instagram as a
What kind of
business platform.
business?
So business as in, like if you have a skill, you are showcasing that on a Instagram, okay? You're getting business from that. So basically, example, like I'm a yoga teacher, okay? So I get students through Instagram. So that is my skill. I'm showcasing that skill on
So
Instagram.
when does
Also,
that business turn into an addiction where you want to show off about how awesome you're doing or how cool you are while you take your yoga classes? I mean, we must admit that it can turn into obsession. I think on many levels I could be obsessed on certain
definitely, and
platforms.
as the fellow doctor said, so there is so much of pressure, and it comes basically because we constantly looking for the validation from the outside world, and there is so much of pressure in Instagram or maybe any other social media, because when we are doing a business offline, there is no social bullying as such. There is, but there is very limited. But on such kind of a social platform, the bullying is at much bigger level, because if you're a public profile, then obviously everyone can see your profile and they can bully you and they can write whatever they want to. So basically, coming to the point, what I can see here as a problem is when we seek validation from the outside world, and that happens when you are doubtful about your worth, what you're worthy of. And this doesn't come instantly, it's come from way before,
Of
when you're
course.
born, your
But Ishu,
childhood
do you
traumas,
feel the
your
pressure of presenting a perfect picture online? I mean, I know this is for your business, but still, you want to make it look pretty. And that obsession can drive you into areas which you haven't explored before, and that could turn into an addiction because you want business, and it's also correlated to money. As much as they say that you may
definitely.
not be getting money, every follower uh, has the potential to add to your revenue.
Definitely, and it can turn to that addiction if you're not working on yourself continuously. If you're working on yourself continuously, and by working on ourselves continuously, I mean the inner work. that you are taking out time for maybe yoga and meditation and things like that. If you're doing that, if your why is clear to you, why you're creating content on social media, and when you see social media only as a business platform, and when you just take the pros out of it, then you will be sorted. Otherwise, it will definitely can turn into an addiction.
You know, this really resonates with me because Dr. Nisha, I post a lot on social platforms and I'm quite obsessed. But for me, it's more to do with wanting to keep my viewers or my followers updated with all the news because that's what I do. That's really what people watch me for. So how can I not honor them? You know, that's more the obsession that I have. And this girl's story really breaks my heart. But there are still days where I want to go through this digital detox. I want to keep my phone aside. I do feel the guilt. But I think I know how to handle it. There are some times that I just switch off and then I feel refreshed to come back. And I'm happier to come back when I actually take that
Also,
break. Yeah.
adding to that, detox is not only about that you stop posting. Actually, there is a difference. So when I go on vacation, I also detox socially. But how I detox, my idea of detoxing is I post on social media, but I don't consume. There is a
Ah.
difference. So create more rather than consume. That is the key. You can create your content on Instagram. You can always create. Be a creator rather than a consumer.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Do you feel anxiety when your followers drop?
Not anymore, actually. To be very honest, not anymore.
But I don't think followers drop that drastically. So if you're going to attach your self-worth to 1, 2, 3 followers, that means you're pegging your entire life on that, and
Exactly.
that's dangerous. Do
Exactly.
you see a growing
Exactly.
trend, Dr. Nisha, a final word from you, a growing trend among the generation that we're seeing here, and a message from your side on how to deal with it?
I would say I have seen even the children, in the small children, in the adolescents
Yeah.
talk a lot about I want to be influencers. And they think there is a lot of name and fame comes. I again says when you are thinking about name and fame, when you are thinking about money, when you are thinking about praise, when you are thinking about competition, in all these things we are looking for extrinsic motivation, which is not the criteria for success of being content. It is not the idea of being growth. If it's not the idea of being enriched overall. So if any person, whether it is a social media influencer, whether you are a public personality or a journalist or anyone else in the even the celebrities, they if they are correlating themselves the way the I would say our youngsters said did that, you are not able to find a work life balance. When you take work as a work, and then you take care of your personal self, where you are doing certain hobbies, where you're doing some physical exercise to navigate those pressures, when you are taking care of your emotional health, you are in connect with your, not on the virtual world, you are in connect with your daily routine, your physical friends. Are you spending some time in spirituality? Are you are focusing on your personal growth? Not making career overall of your life, but making career as a part of your life. Even it is an economic pressure you have, you take it as just a pinch of salt, then everything goes by the rule book, or you will be happy in the end of the day.
Right.
But somewhere, if just you are doing it for making money or just getting attention, then it is not a platform, because we says that if you are posting too much online, it may be also a sign of low self-esteem.
Yeah,
There are
yeah, yeah.
people who take
And
lots
whatever
of
that
pics,
momentary high,
as
it
I'm
will
saying
run
it to a
out.
lot of
And
influencers.
that's what's happened here with the sweet girl who's
This young.
we hear has died by suicide, Misha Agarwal. There you have it. She has 359K followers. I have a long time to get there, but this girl was a star. It's just truly sad. I really rest in peace, and condolences going out to her family. But thanks very much. Appreciate both of you for joining us on this.